They're coached by Ann Bach. The assistant coach is Aaron Street.
And welcome back here at the Highmark Center. It's game 2 of 2 on a Friday evening from the campus of Carnegie Mellon University, site of this CMU volleyball matchup, women's volleyball D3 against the Muhlenberg Mules. Alongside Kevin Zomanski, I'm Jared Barton. Kevin, we saw Muhlenberg get swept in 3 sets to William Smith in the 4 o'clock slate. They're hoping to potentially have a little bit more luck here, although things get a little bit tougher because their opponent on the other side ranked 22nd in the nation coming into this one.
Quick turnaround for the Mules. Now they're 7-6 overall on the season. They're going to go against the Carnegie Mellon Tartans on their home court right here. And as you mentioned, they're a ranked team, 9-3 overall. They lost their last one, but they're 3-2 on this court, 3-0 away from home. The last one was a loss to number 18 Hope, where they got swept 3-0. That was yesterday here. So looking to bounce back. Both teams looking to bounce back. The difference is CMU's had a 24-hour break. Muhlenberg didn't even have 24 minutes. They got right back into warming up and get ready for this matchup here today for the 6 o'clock match.
Nea Tumala will get things started for the Tartans, donning their home white uniforms, black numbers with red trim. Muhlenberg wearing the maroon uniforms, white numbers, and gray trim to your left. UAA versus Centennial Conference in this matchup. Of course, CMU football and associate member of the Centennial Conference starting this season because the UAA does not sponsor football anymore. Here's Nea Tumala. Opening serve, dug out back line. Good save, Kate Jown. And there's no return. Tartans take the first point.
That was a reflex save. Get it over the net, and then Muhlenberg with the unforced error give the Tartans the first point.
Jown, the transfer, has fit in very well as Muhlenberg responds. A quick kill. One tie here in set 1. Push to the back line, Kat Jackson there. Bella Woodard. The strike that's returned, joust at the net. Muhlenberg's response, successful. Tumala setting up Kai Herkenrother, the local product here in Western Pennsylvania, gives the Tartans the lead.
What a rally that was. A lot of play at the net. The Mules kind of had to surrender it over the net, and CMU made them pay when they just kind of gave it up with the third hit. Herkenrother came right down the middle there, Jared, with some steam for that kill. Now she goes to the service line.
Kate Jown serving for CMU. Dugout back line to Mala. Jown, off-speed hit this time. Handled well by the Mules. And this is out of play. No. Yes. I was going to say, celebrations coming from Muhlenberg's side, but that was definitely not touched. Out of play. 3-1 Tartans. Frontline action here for the Mules. Block. Bella Woodard out of play. And the Mules earn the point and make it 3-2.
I think the Mules needed that one. I know it's early, but we've seen it get away from them in the previous game against William Smith.
Tip across, Kai Herkenrother. Big drive, Zoe Gavros keeps it alive on the other end. And this, the kill. No problem for Kat Jackson. Doubles the lead, it's 4-2.
Got to credit the defensive specialist, Gavros, right there for that diving save to keep it alive, and then they end up with the point, and she checks out.
Big drive, Muhlenberg point. Makes it 4-3.
It's not like basketball where the subs have to go to the center table, huh?
Nope.
Check in. They just keep wandering in and out.
The R2 keeps tabs.
Tied at 4. 2-point run here for the Mules. We didn't see them have too many runs against William Smith.
Big drive at the net. Bella Woodard rolls off the tape. Muhlenberg response. Gavros the dig. Tamala setting up McFarland. Hit off fingertips, but the Mules have the response. And this is going to fall for a Muhlenberg point from Christina Marson. And the Mules have a 5-4 lead.
Good sequence there for the Mules. 3 in a row.
Maddie Burtis service error into the net. Ties this back up at 5.
Tough if you're Muhlenberg right there, Jared. You're on a 3-point run, and you serve it right into the net.
Freshman Melissa Jin enters the contest for the first time for CMU. She's been effective here in the first few weeks on campus. Drive from the far antenna coming from Layla Scott, who we did not see in the match against William Smith. This falls for the kill. It's Juliana McFarland. Jin continuing to serve. Up 6-5. And the ace.
I see the celebration now on the ace. They do the kind of the...
It's like a soaring, like an airplane.
The airplane soaring,
right?
like if you're a little kid running around.
Melissa Jin, a computer science major out of Fremont, California.
That
Service error this time. She's a 4-year varsity starter, 3-year varsity captain that earned all league honors 4 times as both a setter and a hitter. To the other end, Christina Marson. Dig. Jown. Jin sends this skyward. Kat Jackson off the tape. Back up front, and this is going to fall for an Abigail Oswari point. 7-7.
Jared, it was years ago in this sport, you'd look to the rosters and see who had the most players from California, right? That was the hotbed area. But the incredible growth of this sport and popularity, it's all over the country now.
Definitely has taken a big rise in popularity, specifically at the Division I level. Most of those matches are televised now, something you wouldn't have seen 10, 15 years ago.
Correct. And I know I don't work in TV like you do, but what I hear, they're getting big numbers for those.
They are, yes, and
big
they get
numbers.
big numbers that show up in person, too. I was watching a match last night, Louisville and Kentucky, and the KFC Centers sold out.
22,000. How good for them. Good for the players, the support. Another missed hit.
Into the net. Mules take a 2-point edge, 9-7. Timeout CMU.
They've had a few missed hits from that back line that's cost them at least 2 or I know 2 for sure. 1 on the serve, maybe 1 other one. So 3 points for the Mules, taking advantage, 4-point run.
They're up by 2. We'll step aside right here on the CMU Sports Network. Back here at the Highmark Center, 9-7 Muhlenberg lead here in the first set. Kevin Zomanski, Jared Barton with you. Glad to have you along on the CMU Sports Network and Flow Sports. Flow College, to be more precise. Home of all UAA athletic events this fall, winter, and spring. Coming up on the CMU Sports Network tomorrow afternoon, it's Centennial Conference football. Non-conference action between number 22 Carnegie Mellon and number 20 Barry. Check out the athletics website, athletics.cmu.edu, for all the details to tune into that broadcast. Big drive, Kat Jackson, and she gets the kill, bringing this back within one.
The power from the outside right there, picking up the point.
Jackson serving. Trying to pull her team back into this a bit too far. Muhlenberg back up by 2. It's 10-8. And here's Chloe Gaglione, the junior captain and defensive specialist, wearing the libero jersey in this matchup. Tamala setting up McFarland. Good play by Layla Scott. Back over the net from Gaglione. Big drive, McFarland, then she tips, nobody home. Point Tartans. Back within 1.
Tracked that one well. She went for the hit from that far side at enough velocity that it was ricocheting, and she tracked it.
Zoe Gavros serving. Off-speed hit from Abigail Oswari, and the battle is won by the Tartans at the net. As this is out of play, the kill credited to Kate Jown. We're tied up at 10 here in the first set. And no response. The ace for Gavros.
The run. 3-point run.
Saw Zoe's sister here with MIT last weekend, Daphne Gavros. It was a big weekend for the Tartans as they took care of business and found themselves into the top 25 for the first time this season. Kai Herkenrother awarded the kill. Tartans up by 2 now, 12-10. Dig back line. Oswari catches the line. Point Muhlenberg.
Well placed on that far side. Snuck it in there. So you're telling me the Gavros family has one child at Carnegie Mellon and one at MIT?
Yes, which means that they're doing something right. And we're happy to have at least one half of that duo.
Did it catch the line?
They're going to say no, too far. Back up, tied at 12 here in the first set. Yeah, those are two premier institutions in Division III, that's for sure. Academically, at least. Kate Jown, the drive and the kill. Tartans back in the lead, 13-12. Back and forth first set between Muhlenberg and CMU. Neha Tumala back to serve. Catches tape to the front line. Good block. Bella Woodard, Kai Herkenrother making sure, and that wasn't coming back.
Yeah, good read. Drifted over to that side to put up that 2-player wall and get that block. 2-point lead now for the Tartans.
Tamala a little more oomph behind this serve. To the front line, Oswari, little off-speed action. Gavros to the air, Jown, too far. Naya Tamala, one of the top setters in Division III volleyball last week. 164 assists, averaging 9.6 assists per set as we get another point for the Tartans. That was good for third best in the nation last week. Zoe Gavros, part of those awards too. She was the third best defender with 102 digs, averaging 6 digs per set. This one off the hands of Tumala, out of play, back to a 1-point match. If you're on, I know you're not on Twitter.
I'm on that though. I have an
Instagram. D3 Sports Data is a good follow.
Okay. So
Got
do
a
that
lot of
later.
good stuff. Tamala popped over. Heavy drive that's going to fall from Muhlenberg. It's Kellyanne Keogh, the junior outside hitter out of Cranford, New Jersey, that ties us up at 15. Andrea Romero Augusto, freshman out of Las Vegas, back to serve. Kat Jackson finding Tamala, back to Jackson, and this is off fingertips and out of play. Tartans regain the lead.
Tartans needed that one. The Mules were on a bit of a run. Kat Jackson gets that point.
It's Kai Herkenrother to the back line. Big drive, Jown plays it first. Kat Jackson. Tip at the net. And this is out of play. Did it ever touch on CMU's side? No, it didn't. Tartans back up by 2, 17-15. And this is out. Point to Muhlenberg.
I don't know if you remember the days where you used to have to serve to get a point. That used to make the matches so long, and
yeah,
it really exploded in popularity after you go the rally scoring.
Point to the Tartans. Violation makes it 18-16. Point to Muhlenberg. That hits off of CMU and out of play. 1 point game here in set 1. Christina Marson serving. Dig Jown. Tamala battling in the front of the net. Big drive. Kat Jackson adds another kill. It's 19-17 CMU.
Little action Jackson from that left side. There's a lot of movement trying to defend that court for the Tartans on that one, but they set up Jackson for the point.
Big drive and the kill this time for Natalia Agnolet.
Well placed for Agnolet, going with that second ball hit to put that one down.
Back and forth contest here in set 1. Dig Gavros, Tamala, Jown, off-speed tap this time. Romero Augusto keeps it going. Jown back across. And that will fall for Muhlenberg's Abigail Oswari. Ties it back up at 19.
Well, it was good recovery by the Mules because two players ran into each other on this near side. They were trying to set up somebody, and they had to react and tip it over. CMU wasn't ready for it. They just tipped it over, so a good point for the Mules.
Big Jackson. Tamala setting up McFarland for the kill. Herkenrother checking back in. Zoe Gavros serving. Gavros. Dig on the back line. It's Marson. Layla Scott's hit. Handled well by CMU. Jown with the kill. Tartans up 21-19 and a timeout for Muhlenberg here in the late stages of set number 1. Step aside real quick. Back with more action here on the CMU Sports Network. 21-19, set number 1. CMU with the slight edge here at the Highmark Center. Second match of the day after Muhlenberg was shut out 3-0 by William Smith College. CMU looking to try to get set number 1's victory in the books.
Much better first set here by the Mules.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of life And one has to wonder if they were saving some momentum, saving some energy for the fact that they had to play 2 matches here back-to-back. Because they look like a revitalized team coming out of the gate here in set 1.
Probably when you get down 2, you're just kind of like, okay, we got to do it again. We're not going to get this one. Now we're warmed up because CMU's coming in cold and they had a warm-up game, so maybe Muhlenberg should be better early in this one.
Dig back line. And this off the hands of Kat Jackson. Kill for Christina Marson. Substitutions for the Mules. Here comes Jenny Ryan and Kellyanne Keogh. Ryan is serving. 1-point match. Dig Gavros back line. Tumala setting up Herkenrother. Ryan up to Oswari. Tartan's handle. Kat Jackson's attempt blasted back. Jown. Big right-handed club. Gavros back to Jown. This along the near side. Oswari back across. Tumala sets up Jown, and it catches the line. Kill for Kate Jown. 22-20, CMU.
It's a pretty good rally by both teams on that point. Some good saves. One time the ball had some side spin on Muhlenberg's side. I didn't think they were going to get it over, but they did.
Tumala serving. Dig on the back line. Libero. Diving effort, Gavros. Sets up Herkenrother for the kill from Nia Tumala.
2 consecutive points after the timeout. Putting the Tartans in position here.
23-20. Tumala's attempt return. Jown. Good effort to keep it going. Kat Jackson able to get it back across. Point for Andrea Romero Augusto. Back to a 2-point game.
When she just got it across, she put it right into the middle center. Made it an easy offensive play for the Mules. Got to make it a little bit more difficult.
And another point for CMU. A kill from Kate Jown. We've reached set point. Big drive, and that point will fall for Muhlenberg to keep them afloat a little bit longer. Christina Marson.
Tartans on defense can get the set point. There it is.
And there it is. Kai Herkenrother ends set 1, 25-22. Tartans take the first set from Muhlenberg. Step aside briefly for a few moments, and we'll bring you set 2 action coming up next here on the CMU Sports Network. Back here at the Highmark Center, I'm going to give a special shout out to Tiana Moore, who's one of our fantastic camera operators and part of our production staff. Not working with us this time around, but she's still heavily involved here at CMU Athletics. I'm sure she'll be nice and embarrassed that we got her on here. So good to see her earlier. 1-0 lead for CMU over Muhlenberg here at home. 25-22, close first set there, Kevin.
Yeah, it was a back-and-forth affair, and nobody really opened up a big lead. Looking at it, the biggest lead I see is 2 points at any time until the end when it was a 3-point victory.
Muhlenberg starting set 2. Lofted shot from Kate Jown. Gavros, the dig. Back to Jown, too far. Muhlenberg with the 1-0 lead here in set 2. Muhlenberg, he's coached by Rob McVicker, who is a DeSales College graduate back in 2016. Played on the club team there. If I'm not mistaken,
oh, good save.
he was an assistant coach in Freedom Area High School, not too far away from here, to start his coaching career. Another point for the Mules. Schlemmer in there for the first time today. She made her season debut, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday against Hope College. She'd been injured to start the year. Didn't see her in the matchup against Johns Hopkins on Saturday evening, as this one rides the tape and falls for a Tartan point. Kai Herkenrother credited with the kill. Nea Tumala serving. Left to right on your screen this time as teams have switched sides of the floor. Dig, back line. Muhlenberg's response handled well. Jown and Herkenrother. To the far antenna, and this will fall. The kill for Kellyanne Kehoe.
Good start to the second set for the Mules. CMU had to give that one up over, allow them to get into their offensive set. Got the point.
Swari serving. Tipped along Herkenrother. And that'll fall. Big Mules point. They're up 4-1. Catching people off guard down to our left. Jown with the dig. Tabala back to Jown. Rifled shot is dug out well. That was Oswari, and the point will fall for Muhlenberg. They're up 5-1.
And the celebration, and I was just going to say, Jared, this seems like a good time for a timeout Tartans, and that's what we got.
Christina Marson credited with the kill, and a timeout called. Back with more volleyball action when we return here on the CMU Sports Network. 5-1 Muhlenberg lead here over CMU in set 2. Let's take a look at their most recent point that spurred the timeout. Muhlenberg coming out with a little bit of a force here in the set 2.
Looking at the stats on there, Tamala with 15 assists, leading the way. The setter, the junior setter from Los Angeles for the Tartans, but Mules have looked good here, Jared, in this second set. Right before the timeout, one of them was doing a little dance move. I think she's still doing it.
Yes,
it's number
she is.
16.
That is, it's Christina Marson.
It's one thing I've noticed, whether we were calling high school volleyball, very few chances we get to call it. They always seem to be having fun. Like, they don't get worried about a bad point or whatever. They just move on. They're dancing, having fun, smiling.
5-1 Mules lead. And this is out of play. 6-1 Muhlenberg.
Wasn't sure if there was a touch. Get a look at that replay. No touch. It goes out.
And an ace for Abigail Oswari.
The Mules bench hit the floor over there. Now they're doing a little dance.
They're up 7-1 as Kat Jackson returns. Dig Gavros. Tamala finding Jown, but it's too far. 8-1 Muhlenberg.
Tartan's looking to settle this second set down.
Easily the biggest deficit that they faced so far today. Too far. Service error, point Tartans.
6-point run for the Mules. You don't want to see it end on a service error. You want to see your opponent, in this case Carnegie Mellon, do something to earn one instead of handing it to them.
Here's Kate Jown. Hit off the front line, kept alive. Gavros and company. And that touches antenna. Point to CMU.
See right there, it was a good kill attempt, and the dig was not able to be controlled very well. Hit the antenna.
Jones serve, back line, and this is too far out of play. CMU trying to claw back. Trailing by 4.
Down 8-1, 3 consecutive points as that one went wide left.
Mentioned Jown, a transfer out of Wellesley College. And this kill successful for Christina Marson. Marson, a 2-time team captain, including this year, was one of the top threats in the Centennial Conference the last 2 seasons, leading the Mules in digs, kills, and aces. (9-4) Mules edge here in set 2. Tamala working with their teammates. This out of play. Point to the Tartans. Back within 4. Kai Herkenrother to serve.
Gavros with a good decision to let that one fall, judging it well.
Dig on the back line. And the dump successful for Muhlenberg. They're back up 10-5.
Exploiting that space between the 2 lines there with a good place dump.
Addie Budriss's serve is into the net. And here's Melissa Ginn. No return. Point Tartans. Back within 3.
Making sure that wasn't called for hitting the net.
Good block, Juliana McFarland.
Well-placed serve. Forced a desperate dig. Got the defense set at the net for the block. CMU crawling back into this one.
Ginn serve to the back line. Kat Jackson from the top antenna, and that falls for a CMU point. They're all the way back within 1. (10-9) Muhlenberg. Out of play. We're tied at 10.
Timeout coming, Muhlenberg?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Remember, they were down 8-1 at one point. That's CMU here in the second set. Scott into the net. Point Tartans. Back in the lead. 11-10.
6 consecutive. When they started serving, they were down 10-5. Now it's 11 serving 10.
Ginn still putting in the effort. And an ace. No return.
Coach McVicker trying to settle down the troops.
And more miscommunications. Back-to-back aces for Melissa Ginn and a timeout for Muhlenberg. Carnegie Mellon was trailing by as many as 6 and 7 at one point. Now lead at 13-10 here in set 2. We'll step aside one more time here on the CMU Sports Network. Back here at the Highmark Center. Comeback effort in progress here for the Tartans. So they were trailing in the early stages of set 2. Now lead at 13-10. After winning set 1, 25-22. Got to give a lot of credit to Muhlenberg. They have looked sharp for the most part here in this second match, but much better than how they looked against William Smith earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, agreed. That warm-up match got them ready for this second one. They were back and forth with CMU in the first set. Neither school led by more than 2 until CMU closed it out at 25-22. And they had a good run on their second service attempt when they went from 3-1 to 8-1. But Carnegie Mellon now has the lead 13-10.
Big drive and the kill for Christina Marson, who's really been the player of the match for Muhlenberg so far.
Oh,
Kill for the Tartans.
McFarland with the quick jump and the powerful kill. Got high enough where that can go. Didn't even get towards the back line, Jared. It was right in the middle.
Point to CMU. Kill for Juliana McFarland. And this will fall for Muhlenberg. It's Natalia Agnolet.
Agnolet found some space there on that second ball. Well placed.
Yes, it was. Dig back line, Kat Jackson. Kate Jown. Rifle drive that's dug skyward. Diving effort, Zoe Gavros. And the big rattler from Kate Jown.
Jown put that one down with a good kill coming from that left side.
This too far, but fingertips will give it to Muhlenberg.
Yep.
(16-14) CMU lead. Tipped across Jown. Frontline Jenny Ryan, and this will go. Give it to Abigail Oswari. 1 point game.
Just like we saw the first set, a back and forth affair, just longer runs in this one.
Tipped across Jown. Ryan setting up. Marson. Big play at the net, Kai Herkenrother. Handled well by Muhlenberg. Jackson. Tomala to Jown. Sent back. And sometimes that's where the velocity will kill you. We're tied at 16.
The carom and the timeout.
CMU says, let's pause here for a second. And we'll do the same. Back with more volleyball when we return here on the CMU Sports Network. Back here at the Highmark Center. 16 apiece here in set 2. As it was a large lead for Muhlenberg, then a large lead for CMU, and now we're back to even.
Yeah, it started 2-1 for the Mules, then it became 8-1, 8-4, 10-5, all in favor of the Mules, and then it was an 8-point run by CMU to make it 13-10. Then we went back and forth. 3-point runs, and we're now at 16 all in the second set.
And this is a critical middle frame after CMU barely came out victorious in the first set, 25-22. Jenny Ryan and the Mules set to serve out of the timeout. Dig back line, Kat Jackson. Tamala to Jown. Returned well by Muhlenberg. Jown again. And this is out of play. Point Tartans, kill to Kate Jown.
Mules were playing defense on that one. Tartans were in control. Mules weren't able to really do much with a couple of those kill attempts, and that one ricocheted from the right side all the way out on the left side over here.
Dig back line, it's Dell, and this won't make it across. Point to the Tartans, they're back up by 2. Neha Tumala credited with the point. She'll serve. Dig on the back line. Pushed up over the block. Gavros down to her knees to make sure that that stays alive. And we get a point for CMU. It's Bella Woodard. Woodard out of Houston, Texas. And Muhlenberg decides to spend a timeout, trailing now by 3, 19-16.
To your point, just before the last timeout, how critical this set is. We've seen timeouts in the last couple minutes here.
And it's been a set of runs.
3-point runs. In the last, it went from 14-13 to 16-13 Tartans to 16-16 to 19-16 in the timeout. Longer runs earlier in the set. 6 points for the Mules. 7 points for the Tartans. I'm sorry, 8 points for the Tartans.
CMU would love to get a set 2 win here after winning 25-22 in set 1.
Well, we get a chance to give a little credit to, like, we do a lot of work here, Jared, and we see how the other sports support each other. In this instance, we have students tracking down the loose balls to keep the action moving. You see that in soccer. You see, they all just kind of all get together in these lower levels, Division III schools.
It's always a group effort
right
here at D3. And, yeah, you're right. The cross of different athletes helping out other athletes is pretty special. We get an ace. Neha Tumala makes it 20-16. Tumala to Jown off speed. Tipped back by Oswari. Battle at the net. And the point goes to CMU on 4 hits.
5 in a row now. Looked like the Mules were in control at that point, dictating, and Tartans were reacting until that one mistake, and then the Tartans were back on it.
They're up 21-16. Big drive, kept alive, Gavros. Jown shifts it back across. Oswari, dig Tumala. Gavros skyward. Jown leaves it for Kat Jackson. The palm slap. Oswari blocked. Bella Woodard says no.
Bella Woodard with the single person block right at the net, single player.
Dig on the back line from Chloe Gaglione. Shifted across from Kellyanne Kehoe. Drive, antenna, point to Muhlenberg. 22-17. Abigail Oswari serving. Her team down by 5 here in set 2. Off the tape, Dig Herkenrother. Tamala sets up Woodard. A little off-speed action this time. Dig Kat Jackson. Jown sends it across. off the basketball equipment. Tumala, second hit. Jown with the kill. And that's taking advantage of your surroundings.
A little home court help. That one would have went further back, and they're able to play it off the folded up extension of the net. I got to say, I didn't know that was possible.
You can play it off the roof. Jown serving. Dig in the back line from Camilla Lays.
Oh.
And the kill for Muhlenberg.
Good strike right there, well placed towards that back right corner. Gives the Mules a point.
Romero Augusto serving. Down 23-18 here in set 2. Cat Jackson dig. Tabala shifted back up to Jackson, and the kill is successful. CMU with a set point, 24-18.
It's got to be a little disappointing if you're Muhlenberg. You were playing well in this set. You had the lead.
No return. Herkenrother ends it, 25-18 in the second set. The teams will switch sides once again. Quick break before we bring you set 3 action with Carnegie Mellon leading 2-0 here on the CMU Sports Network. Back here at Carnegie Mellon University, it is the Highmark Center. And you're watching women's volleyball D3 action here on the CMU Sports Network and Flow College.
I'm going to have to separate you and Hannah over there.
No, never. 2-0 lead for CMU after winning set 1 25-22, set 2 25-18, and they will get things rolling here in set 3 as Nea Tumala will be the first server. You know, they'd love to escape this in just 3 sets because everybody's back in action tomorrow. 11 a.m., William Smith battles John Carroll. 1 o'clock, Muhlenberg back in action against John Carroll, and Carnegie Mellon takes on William Smith at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
That was a little long on the service, so first point goes to the Mules.
We've seen that a couple of times here this evening. But CMU seemed to always has the answer. Jown's drive. Responded to well by the Mules. Tumala setting up McFarland. Off-speed tap. Battle at the net. Dig Gavros. Big drive. Kai Herkenrother ties it up at 1.
Well placed. Good kill there by Herkenrother. You will slide over to the football field, and I'm not going to take any matches off. I'm going to be back here tomorrow for all 3. Ty Polk is going to slide in.
Carnegie Mellon against Barry in a 22-20 matchup in D3 football. Tartans take the 2-1 lead. No fingertips called.
I was waiting to see. I couldn't tell.
As Kate Jown continues to serve.
Oh, that's short.
Sometimes it happens like that. Tied back up at 2 here in set 3.
That's what I mean. Like, no, it's not like a mistake you see in other sports. They don't get too upset with themselves. They just roll with it.
Andrea Romero Augusto serving. Herkenrother, a drive. Mules respond. Jown up to Tumala. Big drive for Sophie Pan. Another fantastic freshman on this squad for CMU as Cat Jackson gets the kill.
I was counting them before the match on the roster, Jared. 6 freshmen and 2 sophomores, so a lot of youngsters involved.
And 2 freshmen that see a decent bit of time subbing in. That being Melissa Ginn and Sophie Pan. Point for the Mules. Credit Christina Marson. She gets the kill at the far antenna. Ainsley Ash back to serve. Tied up at 3 here in set 3. Off the tape, dig Jown. Tumala setting up Pan, and she gets the kill. The freshman middle blocker out of Palo Alto, California. And a statistics and machine learning major. Missed 22 matches last year in her senior year of high school because of injury. As that was the name of the game in her high school career. A couple of injuries that hung her up a little bit, but hasn't carried over to the college game. Things have looked healthy for her so far in the first couple of months on campus. Kat Jackson dig. Tamala trying to set up McFarland, but a mishit. Ties it up at 4.
It's always a disappointing story when you hear that, because your senior year in your sport is like one of the best years of your life. And to have it impacted such a way by injury is unfortunate. But she's able to continue to play now.
And that's what matters. Play from Jin. Now Jown.
Oh.
Will they get enough for a response? No. Jown for the kill. Tartan's back up by 1, 5-4.
Running for it was Layla Scott, but she ran into her teammate Marson, and they're just kind of laughing really hard about it. She was gonna do her best to see if she could put that one over the net, never giving up on it.
Kat Jackson, too far, service error. We're tied at 5.
They can't stop laughing about that collision over in the corner. The assistant coach is laughing. Marson's still laughing.
Chloe Gaglione serving. Dig Gavros. Tamala setting up Jown. A rifled shot that's going to fall for a kill. Now Gavros to serve.
Exchange of points. 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5. Now 6 serving 5.
I wanted to keep it nice and close. Dig back line, Aswari. Tapped across. Another dig from Tumala. Now a speed hit, and it falls for a kill. It's Kate Jown. Gavros back to serve. Up 7-5 here in set 3. Three-hit return, tipped off of Herkenrother's hands. She'll get the chance for the kill, and she earns it. The Hampton product. And a timeout called by Muhlenberg. 8-5 CMU. Back with more Tartan volleyball action when we return here on the CMU Sports Network. 8-5 CMU lead here in set 3. Tartan's doing what they can to get a clean sweep here of Muhlenberg after winning sets 1 and 2, 25-22, 25-18 respectively. Full slate of volleyball action tomorrow. Again, starting at 11 a.m., William Smith takes on John Carroll. Muhlenberg against John Carroll at 1 o'clock. And back at 3 o'clock, CMU takes on William Smith in what should be one of the better matches of the weekend. William Smith, just one loss, now 8-1 on the season. And if they're not being considered for top 25 laurels, they probably should, especially if they would earn a victory tomorrow over CMU.
I would agree.
We'll have all that coverage for you here on the CMU Sports Network and Flow College. Zoe Gavros, service error. Brings it back within 2. It's 8-6.
Well, if you're Coach McVicker, that's what you want after the timeout, right? You want to get that point on defense and then get right back to the service line.
Jenny Ryan serving. Kate Jown too hard on the blast. It's 8-7.
Coach McVicker was fired up after that one. He turned to his assistant coach, Maurice Clark, for a high five.
Tamala setting up Kat Jackson. This falls on the Muhlenberg side. CMU point. It's a kill for Kat. And Neha Tumala is back serving.
Oh.
That hits the official. So because of that, it should be out of bounds and will be a CMU point.
Because he's standing out of bounds.
Correct.
Coach McVicker asking for R1 for ruling, but point to the Tartans.
Dig Jackson, no return. Big drive, Herkenrother, too much. Back within one, it's 10-9.
On the set, Herkenrother curled to the right side. Pushed that behind the head for her and just not able to go cross court for the winner.
Tumala, big drive from Sophie Pan is too far. We're tied at 10.
Long on some of these kills. Oh, Jared, is that fatigue because you're not getting higher in your jump to go more downward?
Maybe. Dig Kat Jackson. Tamala setting up Jown. Good response from the Mules. The block out of play. Herkenrother and Sophie Pan combo the block. They'll give it to Pan. It's 11-10 Tartans. Jown serving. Dig in the back line. Up front, another block. This out of play, though. Muhlenberg ties it up at 11.
37-29 advantage in kills for CMU. Oh, nice back set, cross-court winner.
Sophie Pan makes it 12-11. Checking in for the first time, it's Bryn Schern for CMU. Another block. Point Muhlenberg as it hits the antenna. 12-12. Ainsley Ash serving, and it's a service error. Tartans back up one, 13-12. Substitution as Melissa Jin returns. She'll serve. So Jin, she's a computer science major. 4-year varsity starter, 3-year captain. All league honors 4 times in high school. Muhlenberg with the response. Tamala setting up McFarland. Off-speed tap. Scott able to get it across. Tamala back to McFarland. Diving effort to keep things alive for Muhlenberg. Off the tape. Tamala. Gavros. Kat Jackson. And the kill will go. As I was saying, Melissa Jin, the interesting factoid on her is that she, in high school, volunteered to tutor low-income, less privileged students in China to provide them with English learning opportunities. Always good to volunteer and help out your community. And Kate Jown comes up with a nice, or take that back. It was Melissa Jin with the ace.
Seems like Melissa had a chance to go to China to do it then.
we're glad she's here.
Unforced error.
Out of play. Tartan's up 15-13. Dig back line. It was Jown. Jackson too far. But off fingertips. Take that back. CMU point up 16-13. Always got to watch for the fingertip factor.
Yeah, I'm learning that. You got to kind of wait and make sure. They're still having discussions. The Mules, I don't think, agree with the ruling.
R1 not moving from the call, though. Tape on the serve from Jackson. Off-speed hit from Aswari. Now Jown with authority. Gets the kill. Tartan's back up 4.
It's kind of tough if you're Muhlenberg. You've lost 5 consecutive sets. You're looking for a little break.
And this out of play. Service error. 17-14 Tartans. Chloe Gaglione, junior captain. The top back row players as a sophomore last season. Gavros skyward. Punched by Jown, but not over the net.
Tried to go across the net just on the other side, but not well struck. Ended up falling on the Tartan side for a point for the Mules.
Jackson keeps it alive, and that's a miss hit from Juliana McFarland. Back within 1, 17-16.
Kind of hit that one too soon and too far downward. So 3 consecutive put the Mules back within 1.
Here's Gaglione. Jown, Tamala, back to Jown. Tip back to her, and we're tied at 17. A good block up front from the Mules. Timeout, CMU. Probably a smart timeout to take. We're deep into set 3, all tied at 17 apiece. Back with more after this. Back here at the Highmark Center, campus of Carnegie Mellon University in the Oakland section of Pittsburgh. Kevin Zolmanski, Jared Barton with you in this 2-0 lead for CMU. They're looking to try to sweep Muhlenberg, but they're in a dead heat right now in set 3, tied up 17 apiece. Could be a big opportunity for the Mules to extend this match.
Just when it looked like the Tartans were going to put this one out of reach, the Mules took a timeout, come back. They got 4 consecutive points, tied up this 3rd set. And now it looks less likely you'll see a sweep. We shall see.
Chloe Gaglione still serving. See what the Tartans have up their sleeves out of the timeout. Gaglione over the net. Gavros dig. Tamala setting up Jown, and there's a kill. Classic, put it where the players are not. Back corner.
It was such a good hit, Jared, because there was good top spin on that one. It went over the net, and then it started diving down like a curveball, just bottoming out.
Gavros, speaking of diving, send a couple of Mules to the floor. Kat Jackson keeps it alive. Jown off fingertips. Played well by Muhlenberg. Floated across from Layla Scott. Tip from Tumala. Gavros. Tumala. Too far. Back and tied up at 18. This one might go point for point, Kevin. We'll see how it plays out here in set 3.
We've seen that at various times during this match where they've gone point for point.
Jenny Ryan serving. Jackson, dig on the back line. Herkenrother sends it over after the assist from Tamala. Gavros, Tamala to Jackson. Backline dig from Dell. Big blast coming from Andrea Romero Augusto. Handled well by the Tartans. And this one will fall for CMU out of bounds. Off the hands of Abigail Oswari. Tartans back up by 1. Neha Tumala serving. And that's an ace. No response from Muhlenberg that time. 2018, and maybe that is the difference, Kevin. We'll see here. 2-point edge now for the Tartans here in set 3. Dell dig. Big drive, somehow kept alive by Jown, who was going backwards and just extended that left fist out to make contact. Great sequence here between both teams. Jown, right back to her. Did it stay in? Yes, it did. Point Muhlenberg.
Got to really credit Jenny Ryan, the junior, with that dig that kept that alive for the Mules.
Aswari serving. Dumala is setting up. Big blast from Sophie Pan. Block. Just kept alive on a diving effort coming from Chloe Gaglione. Big right-handed rifled shot from Kate Jown. Tartans back up by 2, 21-19.
The defensive specialist, Gaglione, did what she could to keep the Mules alive on that point, but there was really no defense for that one from Jown. The big swing with the right hand.
Jown back to serve. Dig on the back line coming from Marson. Gavros and Jown. Kat Jackson pops it back up over the net. Gavros sets up Tamala. Now to the far side, Pan. Response from Muhlenberg. Gavros. Jackson. Dug out. Camilla Leas. Jackson cross to Pan. Effort from Kellyanne Keogh. And a quick dump from Tamala. Muhlenberg handles well. Jown, running effort to keep this one going. And Kat Jackson gets it across. Muhlenberg somehow keeps it alive. Big drive, and this is out of play. Point to Muhlenberg. Back within 1.
Incredible sequence. That one was the longest point of the match.
I was going to say probably the best sequence between both squads in this one. And Muhlenberg earns the point. A very hard-earned point. Natalia Agnolet into the game. Back to serve Andrea Romero Augusto. Dig Kat Jackson. Nobody home. It's an ace. We're tied at 21.
Just when you think you might figure out which way this one's going to go, we're tied at 21 again. Blackjack.
We'll step aside one more time here on the CMU Sports Network, tied at 21. We are tied at 21 apiece in set 3. Muhlenberg holding on for dear life. They're down 2-0 to the 22nd ranked team in the land, Carnegie Mellon, here at home, the Highmark Center on the campus of CMU. Kevin Zomanski, Jared Barton with you. It's been a lot of action, and really both of these sets, the previous sets, were pretty close. No team really asserting too much dominance. CMU got the best of Muhlenberg in the first 2 sets, but the Mules, they want to have something to say here in set 3.
Yeah, shall we say the Mules with a finishing kick right here? They won 3 of the last 4. It was just right there. I had to take a swing at that one.
I see what you did there. The pun is intended.
Well, it looked like CMU was going to have control. It was 17-13. They got 4 in a row. Then they exchanged a couple points. And now 2 in a row for Muhlenberg. Serving tied at 21.
Romero Augusto serving. Dig Gavros. Punched along Herkenrother. Far side. Swing from Marson. Tamala sets up Kat Jackson. 2 hits. Third. Good block. A front CMU point. Sophie Pan, Kai Herkenrother ensuring that CMU takes the lead.
Herkenrother slid over there to that right side to set up that wall. They were tracking it. And she checks out.
Here's Bryn Schern. Well, that may have been out if it wasn't played by the back line, and this will be a kill for Muhlenberg.
I was thinking the same thing, and it looked like the set was not going to be real good on the second touch, but she cleaned up that mess with a excellent kill right there to put it back to 22.
Ainsley Ash serving. All tied 22 apiece. Gavros dig in the back line. Tamala to Kat Jackson. Back up to the front line. Across the tape. It's a good tip from McFarland. Another block, but this is out. Muhlenberg takes the edge. 23-22. See if CMU has a response. Service error ties it back up at 23. In comes Melissa Ginn.
Didn't need the response because of the unforced error.
Ginn to serve. All tied at 23 here in the third set.
Tartan's in a column of 4 there.
Big block. Juliana McFarland puts the Tartans back in front, 24-23.
She kind of had a determined look when that one went over the net. Tracking it will get the timeout.
Muhlenberg calls the timeout. And now we're at match point. So if you were Coach McVicker, what are you telling your program over there? No, I guess nothing.
Yeah,
currently.
They're not. The players are talking amongst themselves. I mean, I think the first thing when you're facing this sweep, right, you don't want it to be an error that you make, unforced, right? So force Carnegie Mellon to earn the point. I think that's always got to be your first thought. And then get your personnel aligned for maybe one of your best plays, whatever was working when you went on a run.
24-23. Tartan's looking to close this out with one more point. CMU back in action in the 3 p.m. slot tomorrow against William Smith College. Muhlenberg, they're in action in the middle set against John Carroll starting at 1 p.m. Again, we'll have all of those matches, including the 11 a.m. match between William Smith and John Carroll here on Flow College and the CMU Sports Network. Glad to have you along. A beautiful Friday evening in Oakland section of Pittsburgh. It's Melissa Ginn to serve. Match point, 24-23 here against Muhlenberg. Layla Scott across the net. Gavros to Tamala to Kat Jackson. Rifled up on a nice dig from Gaglione. Off the front line for CMU. Tamala to Kat Jackson. And that's off the hands of a Muhlenberg player. And CMU earns the sweep. 25-22, 25-18, 25-23. Big win for the Tartans in 3 sets. Kevin, what's the immediate reaction?
That the Tartans had to earn this one. Muhlenberg had to play 2 consecutive matches. You're worried about some fatigue, but they were pretty good in this, and they tested the Tartans. But the Tartans held serve, so to speak, and closed it out with a 3-game sweep, following up that 3-game sweep where they lost yesterday to Hope College. And it was a good night of volleyball. We'll be back tomorrow for 3 more in this CMU tournament, starting at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. with William Smith and John Carroll. 3 p.m. John Carroll and Muhlenberg, and then the late match between CMU and William Smith. All coming your way on Flow College and the CMU Sports Network tomorrow morning and afternoon. For our crew and Kevin Zomansky, I'm Jared Barton saying thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time here on the CMU Sports Network.